We return now to the backlash after the shooting death of 37-year-old Alex Pretti in an encounter with federal agents in Minneapolis. Pretti was an ICU nurse at a veterans facility. Friends and family describe him as a good man who cared deeply about others. Police say that he had no known history of violence and no criminal record. Joining us now via Zoom is someone who knew him well. She's his former mentor in the Minneapolis VA healthcare system. It's Dr. Asma Shakett. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. It must be surreal, I think, to know that a friend of yours, that his death has made national news. And for most of us who are seeing this story and hearing about Alex, he is now just a picture to us. We know that he's an ICU nurse, but you knew him well. What can you tell us about him before we get into the details of the shooting? Tell us about him, please.
Thank you, Gail. It's indeed been absolutely devastating and very surreal. To see our Alex have such a terrible, tragic end. And the Alex we knew, I hired him back in 2014 to work on our research studies, was just an absolutely warm, kind, and sweet individual. He was really good at making rapport with the patients that we were enrolling and veterans that were part of the study. And we got nothing but good reviews. He was a really hard worker and eventually expressed an interest in going into nursing school. So we supported his application, wrote letters for him, and then even arranged his work schedule to be more flexible so he could take nursing classes at the time. He was just dedicated to healthcare and really wanted to make a difference in his community and help his fellow citizens.
Yeah, his parents released that statement too, doctor, saying all he really wanted to do was work and help others. You know, we've learned that he was a legal gun owner, that he had a permit to carry the gun that apparently he had on the day of the shooting. Do you know why he felt the need to carry a gun?
I'm not aware of when he chose to become a gun owner, but in the part of Minneapolis where he lived, his community had quite a lot of unrest. So it wouldn't be unforeseeable that he was perhaps looking at helping defend himself or others if needed.
Well, what was your reaction, Asma, when you saw the tape that led to his death, when you saw the shooting that led to his tape and you saw the shooting that led to his death and you looked at the tape? What was your initial reaction? What did you see?
It was absolutely devastating. So first, I see Alex in a peaceful protest, and I could see Alex doing that. He was, very strong on his values for standing up for his fellow citizens, his community, his neighborhood, and had a lot of compassion. And then I see him coming to the aid of a woman that had fallen and seemed to be in need of assistance, and shielding her from an officer, and then, trying to speak or argue with the officer to help this woman. And then in turn, he gets pepper sprayed, thrown to the ground, his arms pinned behind him, 7 or 8 agents standing above him, and then they shoot him. Now, Alex was of a slight build, so in no way, shape, or form was he ever threatening. He doesn't look like he's kicking or, trying to fight back. He's essentially just, trying. He's completely defenseless, and then he's shot. It is just horrific to see.
Yeah, it's very difficult, even if you don't know Alex, to see anyone die that way. But, the investigation, we hope, is going to be ongoing and be very thorough and transparent. We thank you for your time and sharing what you knew and loved about this man. Thank you so much.
Pretti's father said his son participated in protests after Renee Good was killed by federal agents earlier this month.
He cared about people deeply, and he was very upset with what was happening in Minneapolis and throughout the United States.
Alex was a really good person.
Robert Alver met Pretti when they were at the University of Minnesota.
I mean, you see that smile, and what do you think?
That's him. That is how he came to work. He was serious about his work, but he wasn't serious. Quick with a joke and very funny.
It's a true loss for you.
It's a loss for everybody.
37-year-old Alex Pretti is remembered as a healer, caring for the sickest as an ICU nurse at the VA. His friend of 2 decades.
There are going to be times when I pick up the phone and I'm not going to be able to get a hold of him for sure.
Heather Zielinski is heartbroken, but she says helping people was who he was. And this moment captured tells the whole story and why he died.
Absolutely, he was standing up for someone. Absolutely, he was standing up for that woman that he was trying to help up. He was trying to help her get out of that situation.
In a statement, his father told the Associated Press he cared about people deeply, and he was very upset with what was happening in Minneapolis and throughout the United States with ICE, as millions of other people are upset. He was born in Illinois and raised in Wisconsin. They say Pretti owned a handgun and had a permit to carry. Outside the hospital, an avid outdoorsman, biking and hiking, finding peace in nature.
He leaned into the things that he was passionate about, and that's one of the things that made him very successful.
In a statement, another neighbor said Alex had a dog who passed in the past year or so. She said, quote, "I remember how sweet it was that as his dog was more elderly, less mobile, he'd be willing to help carry him down to the yard to get some fresh air and to enjoy the outdoors. His dog would lay down and Alex would sit with him and pet him for long periods of time. He was very caring." Pretti lived to help others.
Could they have not killed my friend? Yeah, they could have not killed my friend. They did not need to kill my friend.
Tonight, others are standing up for him. And his loved ones say his life will not be forgotten, and he'll be remembered for how he lived, rooted in compassion and dignity for all. Derek.
Okay, Uba Ali, thank you.